Welcome to Accuquilt in November. I'm here with Teresa.
Hi, everybody.
She's going to help me. Today we're doing the 3-hour quilt with an Accuquilt cutter. I'm going to be using the regular Go because I've got muscles. And so we're going to start off with the block. So this was called Wish Upon a Star. It started off as a pieced block, and then later on we converted that quilt into a 12-inch, and then we thought that we'd write instructions on how to do it the Accuquilt way. So it has, on this one, it has flying geese. Show it, Vanna.
The flying geese is right here, but you do it with half triangles.
And the center, oh, sorry, we should actually start. You use this with the 10-inch cube, right?
Right.
And just in case you guys didn't know, the way that the cubes work is if you were to imagine this as a 4-patch, this is 10-inch finished, right? So this is 5 and 5. So if you go across, we're at 30 inches. So it's a 30-inch block, finished. Cool?
And then you want to show the shapes. This is your shape 1.
Go ahead.
And
Your
this
mics.
is your shape 3, the half triangles. And the quarter triangles we're going to use to do this part right here. Okay? So you're only going to use 3 dies.
Yep.
Okay? Okay.
And then this one uses the scallops, vines, and waves. And this one's a great one. It actually turns out that this is a 44-inch quilt, right?
I think about 44 and
I think it's 44 inches. And when you do the math, it's perfect because there's 6 perfect scallops. Okay?
Gotcha. It could be. It's just you're going to measure it on it.
And here's our last one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay?
Okay?
All right, so I wanted to start off with strips. So here's your 10-inch cube. This is what you guys are all going to be using. I wanted to show you a different way of cutting using this die here. So this is the cutter number 55086, and it is a 6-inch finished, and it's going to cut 6.5 inches strips. The way that your booklet is written, it's for a 6 3/4, but if you're really careful, you can use this at 6.5. You just won't have as much fudge factor on either side. So she's going to put.
Where do you want it?
You can show it right there.
Right there?
Yeah, we're just going to cut strips.
Okay.
I'll get rid of this.
There you go.
All right. So we're going to first cut some strips. And what she did is she lined up I'm going to move this back. So if you don't want to snip your little edges, this line right here is right where the blade starts. So I think that one of the biggest problems is that people slide this too far forward. There's lots of room at the other end. So I moved it back just a hair, and I'm going to put it through my cutter. And she's cutting 6 layers at a time, right?
I believe I had 5 because I have more here.
So Eleanor
Up
likes
to
to
6.
push down and turn, and then lift. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with squares. So I'm going to get rid of these. Yep. And in case you guys didn't realize, I put the label. It always goes towards the power, whether it is a button or a hand crank. Okay. And then I'm going to use my 45, or my, yeah, it's a 45 degree, right? 90? Yes, thank you. I can blame it on quilt timers, but I think it's just nerves. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it over.
You might have too many layers. Why don't you just take 2 so you can do what you're doing?
I'm gonna do it.
But there is 10 of them.
You're going to prove it can be done.
No, you cannot do that.
Okay, fine.
Sorry.
Okay, just leave it. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
So
Here,
I
get
should
this
use a smaller mat, and then I can just feed it through, and I don't have to worry about cranking it. No, it's not. Don't worry. Let's just hope. It should.
It has Orion power instead of
There you go.
Push, turn, and it's sticking just a little bit. Darn.
That's
did.
good, and I have all your layers there. Good job,
Yay.
Orion. I'll separate.
So now I have squares. Ta-da!
Can you do this also so I can
Okay.
separate your sets that you're gonna sew with?
Sure. So once again, I don't want to go too close to my line because I have lots of room at the end. Or at least I should. Crank it through. Am I doing squares?
Yeah, you're going to. I'm just separating what you need.
All right.
Okay.
Let me put my hand on here, twist and turn. And we're going to get rid of that and get rid of that. And then we're going to make our squares. And I'll go down at the bottom, flip it over. And I'm just hanging over just a little bit.
You got a wrinkle in it.
I do? So they're telling me that I have a wrinkle in it. Did you see that on the close-up camera?
Can you put
camera
this
picked it
one
up?
in there too and use this mat? I need more of these squares.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why waste the rest of the mat?
Right.
All right. All right. So we cut off all the little bruised edges. We can get rid of them. This is fun. And then do you want me to cut these too?
Sure.
All right. And I lost my mat. Oh, no, I didn't. So we start off with scraps, and then we made strips, and then now we made squares.
Yep.
All with that die.
Yeah. Now you're going to cut your shapes that you need. What would you like to start with? Your shape 1?
We're going to start with shape 1.
Okay.
So now we're going to reduce this 6.5 inch square down to, I believe, 6 1/4.
I believe that's 5 and a half.
5 1/2.
Yes.
5 1/2.
That particular one.
So it's already twisted. So when you put it in, you do not need to turn your die so it's straight. That will eventually ruin it, and then it'll start jumping. If this is straight on, it's no good. So I'm going to keep it as it was intended, and we'll put it through. And I think I'm cutting a lot more layers on this one than before.
Actually, I think there's 6 only there, all
No?
right? So that's your shape 1,
So shape 1.
okay? Thank you. Now, what's the next one? You're
The
gonna
next one is 3.
shape 3.
We're going to do our half square triangles.
And you're gonna do gold 3
And what
now.
she did is she helped me and she smart stacked them so they're right sides together and they're going to be ready to sew. So we don't really have to do much thinking. All we'll do is we'll pick them up and we'll just sew them from there. So smart stacking is when you put them right sides together and you cut them at the same time. So, and look, there's plenty of space. Even though I cut these things down to 6.5 inches, there is a good 1/4 inch on either side.
Ryan, why you put the label towards your hand?
Well, that's what they told us.
Why?
Well, so she asked me why I put the label to the power, and I think that the reason for that is that the dies were designed a certain way. And I think the way that they work is, let's say the smaller area will get cut first, then it'll move to a larger area. That's just what I'm imagining. So
Or the way
on some dies, yeah.
they insert the blades.
Yeah, so I don't know, that's what I was told. I think it works really well for the strip dies because there's a space in the front and the back.
Okay, thank you.
You want that?
Yeah, but you're gonna use this die again.
Are we cutting more?
Yes, from this die. This is now you cut your green also for your geese, which they're right sides together.
Okay, so once again, she smart stacked them so I can just cut them straight through. See? And there we go. And then, are we doing one more?
Yeah, you're doing one more.
And we're gonna do the-
with
this.
Not no.
No?
You still
This one?
want to do that one.
All right, so this one, it doesn't matter because we're just gonna piece these things on. So they're all right sides up. The reason why I used this one is I wanted to kind of show you didn't need electricity. You can cut when the power's out, you know, and you can do it camping. You can bring it over to
Thank you.
your family's house over the holiday.
Now you're going to do shape 4. And this is the one that's going to be very close in measurement. So make sure it's inside.
You won't need to use an extension cord. All right.
Have a go-cutting party.
Yeah, you can have a go-cutting party. All right.
And those are the 1/4 square?
Whoops.
That's the 1/4 squares.
The 1/4 squares.
Thank
We
you.
can just leave them on there, I think.
Yeah.
Let's do
You
it.
okay?
All right, and that's it for cutting.
That's for cutting. It's all your units right here.
So we're going to start off with the green, right? These guys.
Go back one page. Sorry.
We're going to follow the directions.
Yes.
Okay. So am I sewing?
Yeah, go
Yeah, I'm
ahead.
sewing?
Sure.
All right.
There you go. You get there, you're assembling line 2 golds.
So I'm going to
together.
be using the Sew Straight. These things already have the dog ears taken out. It's been a
So
long
s-
time since I've sewn, since the last time I did a demo. All right. You could use your pick actually as your stiletto. Let's try that. It doesn't come off. It's too tight. So the cube is the newest, or the 10-inch cube is the newest cube for Accuquilt. This may give you a reason to purchase it. It's great for doing the 4 patches. I think the 4 patches are more common than a larger block than what we're making. But if you need to get your quilts done really fast, they're really cool because it's not a lot of piecing. It's really simple shapes with a large area.
I'll press towards
Press.
you a medium color.
And she's gonna press, I think, in opposite directions, right?
No, this
No?
is to your medium color.
She's gonna do it to the dark.
Medium.
She's calling it the medium, but we'll just say,
Orion will call it dark.
I'll call it dark.
Okay. There. And you can
That's
just
storks.
lay it out. Now all you
All
have
right,
to
so
do
I'm gonna lay out the block
is your corner.
with our squares. And we're gonna flip it right sides together and sew them. So any questions? Do you guys want to know where Eleanor is? So Eleanor is in Houston. Every year around Halloween, they have International Quilt Market. Market is the wholesale part of Quilt, I guess. Quilts Inc. Quilt Festival is the retail end. And right now she's doing Quilt Market. Today is it's a learning, it's pre-show, and that's where we do a thing called Schoolhouse. And she's going to be teaching everybody about the log cabin, and she's doing a demo with Benartex, and it's going to be pretty much 40 years of the log cabin. And later on, they have this thing called Sample Spree, and Sample Spree is super cool. It's where you can buy onesie-twosies wholesale, and the ladies used to run in, and it was crazy because I was always afraid they were gonna step on each other. They're running to usually the Moda booth. That's the first stop, and they buy jelly rolls and that sort of thing, and then you bring it home, and you can have ladies make samples of the quilts before they come out. So that's where Eleanor's at, Houston. She's going to be doing a book signing in the Baby Lock booth. That's kind of cool. Are we swirling it?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So here we go. Sorry. Block. And it's pretty good. You can zoom in, match, yeah. So you can do one of two things. You can clip it, and then you can pull it out with your scissor tip, the little stitches here, or you can use your stiletto. I think I'm a stiletto.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So anybody with big hands, I think they can sympathize. There.
He did it.
So
And
now
do
what
the
we're
other
going to do
side.
is we're going to push it. It'll just
Okay.
pop.
Yep.
And we're going to smoosh,
Yeah. Can I jump
and then
in?
they should lay flat.
Look, he did that. I just wanted to he did his 4 patch which Eleanor did it here the same way. Oh, excuse me. This is the same one as Eleanor did. Oh, look, she prepared all the demo and she didn't do it with red thread. Huh, we're gonna have to tell her. She did it. Anyway, do you see his block is the same as these two? They're going like clockwise, and these two blocks going the opposite.
Counterclockwise.
So that means when you sew the other two, your seam, make sure the other two goes down. Okay? I just wanted you to see that. Then eventually you're gonna see everything is gonna lock.
It's so it locks later on.
Okay? So these I'm gonna put in on the design wall. We can go with the next step, which
Beep,
is
turn the page.
Oh, good. Now is the flying geese.
Now we're gonna make the geese.
There, you can make choose one geese.
And she smart stacked them so they're ready to sew. Right?
Yes.
All right. So I used to go to Quilt Market, and when I had kids, I vowed that I would do Halloween instead.
Down first, bro.
We're gonna do it. Let's just hope.
Don't force it.
Whew.
Made it.
You want some of your scraps from the floor?
No, he's big enough.
I risked it and it paid off.
Okay.
It's kind of moving over. And this one. So,
And when you fold that over and did 10 layers
mhm.
in this machine, would you do 10 layers in the Go Big?
And neither one.
So I would tell my kids, they asked me about breaking the law. And I said, well, most people speed and they don't go to jail for fudging the speed limit. But if you do something really bad, you go to jail. And that would probably consist of me showing you that. That would be breaking the law because a lot of machines would break. And it would be because of me.
So now he sew it, and then now the art directions tells you right here to press one towards your background and one towards your dark. See? And I might even be able to join them together for him right here.
Let's do it.
Then you come and then you lock your seams. Let me make sure.
I'll wiggle.
Then your seams are locking, okay? That's what we go ahead and
So
sew
I'm
them.
they're locking up at the top, and I'm just gonna wiggle match them in. And they'll fall in there.
Want me to press
But then
it?
there's my big finger,
Here, let
makes
me
it
press.
hard.
Let me press it a little bit.
No, it's
You
okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, with
You don't have thread. You need to thread the machine.
no, there's none.
I'll do it for you. We'll do it.
Did you see that on the close-up?
It's okay.
That's why it works so good.
Okay, let's see.
I think it was that pedal to the metal to start with.
Yeah.
Well,
Scared the thread right out of the needle.
with big hands, you have big feet.
Okay.
Actually, before, when I was doing those, the Quilt Tribe, I took off my shoe.
There we go. It's ready to go. And just put your thread behind.
All right. It doesn't like getting over that little hump.
Yeah. Yes. It's when you go slower.
All right. I think I've got it.
Got it?
Cross your fingers. Ta-da!
Good. Good job. We'll put this aside. That's his flying geese. Good job. Now we're gonna make making the fruit set of star points, and I'm
So we made this method was originally from our victory quilts. We did a border using it, and we called it a ribbon border. So if you make a bunch of these blocks and then you turn them, it's a really cool like ribbon, goes up and down. So where am I sewing?
You're just gonna sew these two
This way?
together. See, you basically,
Like that?
if you wanna see it, you had it right this way, right here.
Right?
Okay? Oh, but then yes, your background on
The
top.
light. So the light goes on the top.
Yes.
Teresa, on that one,
And this one?
when you make your flying geese thing, which way are you pressing?
That's what I was going to check that, and it looks like I'm going to press towards my right.
Okay, what says press to the left?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is to the left. Look.
So
I
the
already
question
had it
was-
towards the left, and it is to the left.
When you press your
To
geese,
my right.
where do you press?
That's my right.
And she said, let's just say you said press to the left.
Yes.
She said press to the left.
That's my right, though. No, it is towards the left. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to press towards your
Towards the light.
dark.
Okay.
Okay? Sorry, Orion. I'm pressing.
Well, I was looking at the second one.
Oh, yeah. So we're just going to. Okay. Now press towards that. And you're going to see this put it on top of your red.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to place my patches right on top, and they're going to match. And we won't have to fight our seams, which is great because it's pressed down. And I'm excited. I haven't had to use a jumper scrap. You worried that I'm going to jinx myself? Nah. Today is a good day. It's Friday. I'm going to SeaWorld tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
My daughter just turned 8 years old. And we were supposed to bring a group of kids down there. But I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. So it might just be family. Is it going to be hot? Oh, that's great. It's been cold. So the coolest show at SeaWorld right now, I would say, is Pets Rule. Or I guess it's Pets Whirl. They have all these cats and dogs that are rescue animals that they do all these tricks. And then they have Hammy the pig that comes out and he pulls like little levers. It's really cute. And then
The same thing he's going to do, press one towards your quarter squares and then another one towards your half triangles. Okay?
am I still sewing?
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
Beep. No, I have two daughters, 6 and an 8-year-old, and they're a lot of fun, actually. Eleanor actually bought us tickets, like year-round tickets for SeaWorld. I take them down there a lot. We like to go. There's this right when you go in. There's these fish that they eat your skin cells, and you put your hand in there.
We need to make one more.
So that's kind of cool. We have a boat down there that has it's on a mooring ball, and it's almost like beachfront property for $700 a year. So it's crazy. It's one of those San Diego. Most people don't know about it, but yeah, it's a secret. It's really cool. You do have to clean it, like scrub the bottom. And I used to dive down, and you take like a Home Depot spatula, and you scrape all the
You could tell
barnacles.
he didn't know what he was doing. He did it in the long side. So I'm gonna have him sew one more, and he
You can
still
tell, but wait,
you.
I'll unsew.
No, it's okay.
I'll do it. It'll take 2 seconds.
All right.
So this is on the bias, so you want to be really careful. But basically all I have to do is get it started. It's not going to be as easy as I thought.
Yeah. We have plenty. You can
You wanna
just
just
sew.
go?
Yeah, throw it
All
out
right.
like just like what she does, right?
Yeah.
It's no good. There we go.
I was thinking about the boat.
I know. Do one more, please.
So he's like a San Diego resident.
No, so if you go on Craigslist, you can see all these people that are trying to sell their boats. Right now they're selling them really cheap because it's winter. No one wants to clean their boat. And you can pick these things up for $1,000. And they're right on the beach. Ours is on the beach. It's about 20 feet away from the shore. And you can take a surfboard and paddle out, or kayaks. Leave all your stuff on there. It's pretty cool.
What kind of boat do you have?
I have a Ranger. I'm not much of a sailor. We bought it without me ever having a
I'm
sailing
pressing
license or
towards the
a lesson
light.
in my life.
Now this I'm gonna press towards the light. Okay, I will show you. The last one we pressed was we pressed towards the dark.
They can't see you pressing
Okay.
over there.
I know, but that's why I'm giving it to you right
Okay.
here. This is what before. We'll keep it there. How about that? Now this is to your
So what
light.
she was saying is that she pressed some towards the triangle and then some towards the half triangles. Right?
The light and dark.
The
but
light
it's
and the
okay.
dark.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna,
don't take those. Yeah, they don't match.
they don't.
No, they go from up, left or right. Now you're
All
gonna
right, now
get
we're gonna
this.
do another one.
Yes.
Flip them right sides together. And then, so we're gonna have it going down so we're not fighting our seams. So I haven't gone out into the real ocean yet. Well, just the bay. I did once, but that doesn't really count. It was very scary. The waves started coming, and I had the motor going, and kind of turned around. It was very scary. And I wanted my kids to come out just in case we crashed, but they stayed inside the boat. So I decided I wasn't going to do that with them again. They had their vests on, so they're kind of ready to abandon ship. Any questions? No? What's that again?
4.
4?
Yeah,
So she asked, how many times do
Real?
we have to make this patch?
4 times.
4 times.
And he's only doing 2, but we just need to show you how things locked. Okay, it's coming. Okay, so this was pressed towards.
Why don't we just finger press it?
You can finger press, but this time we press towards the red. Now
Right.
you press to the
light?
the other 2 pieces.
So
yes.
she's saying right here, we're going to press
So
towards
we can-
these. And then when we put them together,
They're gonna lock.
they're going to lock.
So, just a minute. I'm gonna put it on this side to make sure. There we go. See, there is your start point. So I think I should give you a little press here for you. Okay, there you go. So this going down, and this is up, and you're gonna sew them together, okay? And everything is locking, even in the bottom. You wanna show them?
Well, as she just said, the top is going up, the bottom seam is going down. We're going to go wiggle match it together, and it's going to be the exact same on the bottom. But I'm only worried about this little corner because it's a jump. So all I've been doing is go over that. I've been lifting my needle up, and then I've been cheating. I push it just a thread forward and then step on the gas. And now we can see how I did.
There you go. See, there was your patch.
Yay!
And then you join sewing together, and
Do you want me
This
to sew
is-
these two? Or you
if I
get it?
can press it, you see it?
You get it.
And then, see,
So let's lay out the block.
It's on the design one. You
Yeah,
wanna
let's
put
do it on
there?
the design wall. Do we have
Can we,
4 of them?
Can we just show
You can
them?
sew it?
No, I just want to show them the pressing, 2 different ways.
All right, do you want to show?
Yeah, there, I need this. See, this is pressed towards the smaller quarter triangle, and this is towards the geese, okay? And this goes on that side, all right?
Can I do it just like this?
Yeah, try to do that. And then these two on the opposite side. Okay. And everything is locking. Yeah.
So
it.
sometimes this square is not going to come out perfect. So
It's little.
if your seam allowance is too big or too little, you might have to adjust on here. So it's not always going to be a perfect 10.5-inch square. So just, make it whatever it is. So let's just look at mine. I'll move it to the right so you can kind of see. See how it's just a little bit smaller?
It's not pressed, that's why.
Well, I didn't make this one.
No,
You also saw me sew in red thread.
but I'm sorry. Right here, all your seams are locking. This is going this way, and the picture it shows you exactly. This is going this way. This going up. This is going down. Okay, so when you sew your block together, this is down. This is up. Every little seam is going to lock. In page, oh, I don't have page. But right in here, if Eric can show you really close up, the seams shows you what direction you're gonna lay it out. So if you follow exactly how Orion did his sewing and pressing, everything should lock this way for you. And that's the purpose that he sewed all the way to show you.
So are we prepared to show how to use the scallop ruler?
Oh, sure, if you want to.
Do you guys want to see how I use the scallop ruler?
Okay,
All right.
there it is.
All right.
And
Do you have
then
your
the scallop.
trusty tape measure?
I did not bring that.
How
but
about a
I'll go get
calculator?
it. I will go and get it, okay? And pay.
All right.
There it is.
So how about I'll just show this block, because this is really nice. So she left plenty of space around for the border. There's a couple of different ways. We're going to show you how to do use the scallop ruler. You can do the wave as well, but this one is nice because it works perfect. It's a square, which you'll have even scallops on both sides.
Turn it this way a little bit. Thank you. I like that.
So first, what you're going to do is you're going to measure it. We're going to use this, and we get to do a little bit of math. So this is a 24-inch mat. And 24 plus 17 is what? 41, right? So it's 41 inches all the way across, and we're going to use the calculator.
In case you need paper.
Cool.
Right.
So, you just took my book, 41, and we're going to go, that's right, we're going to go in from our edges. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away 4. So 41 minus 4 equals 37. And then what we're going to want to do is divide that by an even number. Let's say you wanted to do 7. So you would divide it by 7. But in our case, I want to do 6. So we're going to divide it by 6 equals, so it's 6.16. So that 0.16 isn't that much, and you can fudge that in the middle. Okay, so it's not a lot. And what we're going to do is we're going to work from our edges, and we're going to go in towards the center. And that last scallop, actually it'll be right there, this last scallop will be a little bit longer. Okay, so do you have a pen?
Yes, I give it to you.
This? Oh, that one. Good. All right. And then how about a ruler?
Can this make it? Yes.
Do you want to do it?
If you want me to.
Go for it.
All right. Right there.
So she's going to draw a diagonal line. And she's using the edge of the quilt to mark her 45.
One more. Then I go in 2 inches in each corner.
So
That's
that was
right.
we subtracted by 4.
So I'm marking this. Okay. Then
Why don't you start from that side?
he wants to start like right-handed. I want it left-handed, but it's okay. So he kind of like already did the math.
So we did 6, and what Eleanor likes to do is so she doesn't goof up, she likes to mark it with Invisigrip, or not Invisigrip, glue line tape. Do you have some? Oh yes, you do. So you can see the marks on this ruler. You can see how about from here, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're right up there. So if we go tear off a little piece of it, we won't go past that line or less than the line. I think you're supposed to cut it.
That's okay. The idea is like,
Okay, I'll let you go from there.
okay. So now I'm lining up my 6 that he marked there for me to my 6 there. So I'm making a scallop from 6 to 6, see? Okay? And then I do another 6.
And she's using a water erase pen.
Yeah, I need to do those corners.
I'll hold it.
Okay.
She's using a water erase pen. I stay away from the friction pens. I like to use something that's air erase or water erase. And I'll show you how cool this one is.
So what we're going to do is measure what you have here, okay? There is 1, 2, 3, 4 scallops we did. So we measure from here to here, and it is about 13 1/4 divided in 2. So it's about 6 1/2 and sew it. So I'm going to make these 2 scallops 6 1/2. Okay, see how we adjusted it? So I'm going to go from my 6 1/4 and then a 6 1/4 and the other end makes 6 1/2. Do you follow me? Okay, good, good. There, and then the next one will go because people gets confused with that number because 1/4 from one side and 1/4 for the other. And look, see how perfect that the math works?
You're
See,
at 7
right
on the
there.
other side.
Oops.
So you're
Online is what?
I
Going
think
in from
I
the
think
edge.
what happened is that we went in too far on this one.
Did I, you think? I didn't do 6 1/4, I think I did. Well, I'll show you that this will be a little bit bigger then, and it still is gonna work really good, and you're not gonna see much difference. And especially in a bigger quilt, look, I'm gonna mark them more for you. Even if you went off 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, you're not gonna see that much difference on the, on that.
What was happening, I think, is that
Confusing how you're lining them at the bottom of the ruler.
Oh, the line it's the very first mark is going to determine where you're going to line it up. In this case, I line it up right on this 1/2 an inch above this main line. Do you see that? It depends how big your scallop is. So wherever the first line that you line it up on the first one, you can also mark it with your Invisigrid. Every one is going to be that way. Because if you do a 9 inch, I'm going to only line it up with this main line here. But you line it up, all these little marks here, it depends where you want to line it up. And it shows you in the very first scallop, whatever size you did, then you can put also a mark there.
The ruler comes with the instructions.
Very, very detailed instructions and tells you all the math, what to subtract and not do. It's very, very nice. The main thing in every one is that you mark you 2 inches from each corner, you know? And
2 inches.
2 inches to be able to do your
But
your turn.
It's on the corner. It's a nice curve.
And there's a nice to be able to do your curve into it.
and then you're not wasting a lot of fabric.
Yeah.
So there would be no
Right here.
reason to mark any further.
I was thinking less because you're cutting.
Yeah.
You could.
I did, but let me show you. Since this is not going to be the same. This is like the biggest wave is 9 inch, and look how little you're going to waste in here.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I mean? If I make it, we had to determine where we would stop. So we stopped on the 9 inches when they developed this, and there was hardly any waste.
Okay.
If you make them smaller, you have more waste into your border.
Okay.
And we were also trying to make it so there was perfect 6 inches.
Okay.
And that's it.
Do you have a question about it? Okay, there we go.